Hi there, welcome. My name is Gina Montoya. I'm an Oils Capstone student in the spring semester 2020. Here we are with one of my final assignments, or rather, my first step towards my future. Okay, back to business. Creating this ePortfolio allowed me to reflect on my academic journey. It reminded me of courses where I discovered and tried out new methods and skills and practiced and improved on some of the things I already knew. What I value most from the entire oils experience is the hope it has given me. It has allowed me to focus on where I can go with my career, whether that means I remain in cybersecurity, or I branch out to organizational health and e-learning within the Department of Defense, or even if I go into the commercial sector. The jury's still out. So let's get to it. First, I want to acknowledge Weebly.com, the website host I used to create my ePortfolio. I created the entire page myself with their free service and products. When you explore the site, I hope it conveys to you who I am, what I value, and how my abilities and my knowledge and skills can be beneficial towards future employers. Most important, I hope you find it easy to navigate. I placed a fixed menu bar on the header, so all the pages of my site should only be a click away. I grouped like information in the subpages to keep a simple, clean look and feel on the menu bar. Some of the other things that I did to ensure the user could find their way around was provide a search bar, and I used a floating back up to the top button to get them right up back up to the top of the page. And the last thing I did is I provided a site map on the footer, allowing people to have a click to every page on my site. I plan on keeping this site after class and using it professionally. So in an effort to ensure a potential customer or client can get in touch with me, I reused the header of my resume and placed it as a table on the bottom of the main pages. It has my name and contact information. As a side note, I did use the logo problem solver on my business cards, trying to build a total package or branding. I placed my professional statement on the home page, and under it I provided two buttons at the bottom, one to learn more about me and the other one is to see my resume. This is the About Me page, and then this gives you a printout or a display of my resume with an ability to print it out. The important thing that I wanted to do here was intentionally ensure these three items were linked together: the home page, the About page, and the resume page. The next area I want to share with you is specifically about my internship experience. When I first started to explore what I would do with my internship, I had just worked on an assignment from Training Techniques for friends of mine who own a local business and was creating them a training plan. The assignment didn't quite require a full product delivery, and I would say I got a close to finished product. I almost went back to them to ask them to do my internship and finish the delivery. But Amir, my advisor, suggested I find something different to broaden my practical experience. It was then that he suggested I work with one of our own OILS alumni, Miss Michelle Arbro, who works for UNM Career and Professional Development, which is a department under Anderson's College Executive and Professional Education Center. They had already been talking to Dr. Hedayati about the various internships that they wanted to do. So I met with Michelle and we worked out a plan for this internship. I had worked with Michelle before during the OILS program. We collaborated on a few assignments, and so I was excited to work with her. What I did for her is I delivered a data market analysis, a report of recommendations, and a database of questions that she could use in assessment and evaluation. Reflecting on my internship, I think I should have came in and probably did a better needs assessment. Michelle had a really good sense of what she wanted to do, but I think that based off of that, we added too much scope, and therefore we lost the ability to get depth from the deliveries. So the other thing that she wanted me to focus on during the program specifically was a program called Essentials for Managers. It's like a core competencies professional development course. She felt that many of the objectives that were being offered in that course were duplicative in other programs that she offered, and thus making it less valuable. I did not get to explore that course because they had hosted it in the fall, and I was too late talking to her to get signed up for it. In the end, I finally focused on the deliverables that I could give her based off of a little bit of the impact from COVID-19. And that was giving CPD a chance to better understand their current market or their persona, giving them some insight to what a future market could look like, and how to be more modernized in what they were offering. The highlights I can put together and share with you is that collecting the data and building the database of questions was pretty exciting. I learned a few new tricks providing good survey questions. What I delivered to Michelle was about a 150 question database, and she can use that to gain knowledge during assessment or evaluation. It includes questions that are based off of demographics to gain information about demographics, course and instructor evaluation as related to professional development, barriers to learning, and psychographic questions. The psychographic questions are often used in marketing to define how people feel about answering the questions, really, and getting a better perception of where they are at when they're making a decision. This database is built to include the type of question, the actual question itself, a series of responses, or however it should be responded to, and what CPD should be getting out of those questions, what the results should deliver. And the last thing I offer is a suggestion of how to display it graphically. So let's take a peek at the site and the deliverables. First, we move to my education page where I present my internship. I created a separate page for the internship because with permission, I hope to move it over to use as a work example in the future. The deliverables for the internship had so many products. I used a Weebly app called an accordion to present all the documents. As you can see, when you click the small plus sign, the accordion expands and there are the links to the various documents, such as the needs analysis, the proposal, my evaluation, my reflection, and the future tabs are going to be spots where the supervisor's written evaluation goes and some of the sample products that I delivered with the internship. It was a bit tricky, but I made sure to offer the documents on my site and still be in compliance with the non-disclosure agreement I signed with CPD. This information meets the objectives for the sections B and C of the assignment. And now for the last part, section D of the assignment. This is where I was supposed to provide examples of some of the products I have delivered and highlighted and the work that I have done inside of the program synthesis. So the program synthesis is on the first page and is listed here. And the documents supporting my examples is under education on a subpage. The reason being I put them on a subpage is I would like to take these at some point in the future on the next version of my website and use them as examples highlighting my work. So the attached program synthesis includes an evaluation plan that I provided for the Lupus Foundation of America, a nonprofit organization. They host a variety of large fundraisers, but one of them being a walk to raise awareness and increase funding for research and treatment for those afflicted with lupus. The evaluation plan was offered to the walk managers for consideration to execute for each walk and hopefully help them improve the event and the experience during the annual fundraisers. I really learned that a good evaluation begins with a good assessment, and following the process will allow a product that the customer can use to improve whatever is the focus of the evaluation. Another assignment that I would like to highlight is one that I completed with Mr. David Rhodes and Ms. Brianna Cristo to deliver an online training prototype for the program manager, Ms. Mandy Dykman of New Mexico Department of Veteran Affairs. This example is on my portfolio, and when you get to my projects page, there's the slideshow. It's on slides 2 and 3. One is a short video on YouTube offering an example of the prototype, and the second is a link to a news article that was provided by UNM, where Brianna and I received notable recognition on behalf of the New Mexico Department of Veteran Affairs. This assignment was from the Framing and Prototyping Designs for Learning Oils course, and Ms. Dykman was planning on delivering this prototype to her leadership, suggesting an online training program for veterans and those that serve veterans to educate them so they are aware of all the benefits that are available to New Mexico veterans. On my projects page on slide 4 is a link to the Oils Student Alliance website. I'd like to invite you to go check it out. It's a bit simple, but it was a long time coming, and hopefully it moves the organization forward. I delivered this as part of my responsibility as the Vice President of the Oils Student Alliance. I had to work with UNM IT department and comply with all the guidance from the Student Activity Center to generate the account and build the website. This was used with the tools cPanel and WordPress. And although it was a bit challenging technically to put the page all together, I'm proud to offer it to the OIL students for the first website for our student organization. And the last project that I want to highlight, I have also on my ePortfolio page. This is where I worked with Hollow Spirits, a local distillery. I provided a professional development customer service training program that I put together while taking the oils training techniques course. One of the slides hosted on my projects page is going to highlight the report that I delivered at the end to the management and owner. And then the other link is a picture of the food and beverage service competency model. This was how I built the training program, and this one takes you to a YouTube video that highlights all the work I did for that product delivery. I provided several examples and samples of exercises using a variety of training techniques, and I linked all the learning objectives of the training program to knowledge, skill, or attitude that the employee should obtain once they've learned the material. The goal for the organization was to reduce turnover and build a brand where clientele know that they will get superior customer service. Feel free to take some time and look at the deliverables on both my ePortfolio or in the program synthesis. And I do want to highlight some of the semantics on this site. In the footer, I have created a copyright for this site. The research I did said you don't have to file it, although if you do pursue litigations with someone, it's easier if you have filed it. But just the simple fact that you have a copyright offers you some level of protection and deters people from lifting your intellectual property. Next, I offer a privacy policy, again for legal protection. The privacy policy is there for the users that come onto my site and they become aware of the things that I am doing on there, collecting analytics and data for data usage of the page. And then back to the main page on the footer, I list credits. Some of the images that I use on my page are provided by a website called Dreamstime. I've used this website through the majority of my oils time, and they offer royalty-free stock photography. They also have some audio information. I have their website listed here, but these are the items that I used that are provided by professional photographers. So that would be the highlights that I have down here. I also added in some social media links and then a reference to Facebook, hoping to catch a bit of attention. Last thing is if you're hosting on a free site, you're pretty much bound to this, but definitely props for Weebly and being able to host on their service. So let's wrap this up. I hope after watching my presentation, you can see my professionalism, my dedication to do what's right, and that I offer attention to detail, a touch of creativity, and a dedication to education. With my closing words, I say, educate the body, educate the mind, and educate the soul. See you around.